What's going on, everybody? This video is kind of going to be a late thoughts video, or a late first impressions, or more like how Halo 4 is going for me so far. So I haven't done really anything on Halo 4 other than a couple of gameplays I put up from the first couple nights we played with some friends, got the game. I went out and got it at midnight, and that was an interesting story that I might save for another time, but it was good overall. There were a lot of people there, and I feel like I'm a little behind on Halo and, well, many other things, but I've just been trying to wrap up some things, trying to move into a new sort of era for videos to move on with all this old stuff I've been working on. Not to mention I've been really busy with plenty of other things, work, life, it just, it all comes first, so this is kind of taking a back burner. But for Halo 4, I kind of want to start a series the way I was starting a series with Gears and the way I was doing a series with Call of Duty, and I see myself doing that a lot more. Like, I didn't play Reach that much, so after I was kind of done with Halo 3, there wasn't a whole lot of Halo in my life, but 4, I gotta say already, I like 4. I haven't decided where to rank it yet. Halo 2 is still my favorite game. I think Halo 3 would still be my second favorite, but it's probably fighting for like third place with Halo 1. Needless to say, I wasn't a big fan of Reach. It wasn't a bad game, but it just, I didn't play it long, I didn't play it much. But I can see that being different with Halo 4. And I wouldn't compare Halo 4 to any of the other Halos. I would definitely compare it, I would say Halo 4 is like Halo 4. It's its own Halo. And it's got a lot of things from, well, I mean, just the fact that it has loadouts kind of reminds me a bit of Call of Duty, just because that's the only game I play with loadouts like this, but they work very well. As opposed to anyone who's played the original Halos, especially 2, would know, when you spawn with an SMG and everyone else has, already has their power weapon, like just a battle rifle, you've already lost. There's not much you can do. You can chuck some grenades and hope for the best. But Halo 4 has been pretty good so far. Right now we're playing two-way capture the flag on. It's kind of like a flip map. I can't remember what the map is. There's quite a few maps in this game, but it's different than most of the other Halos. I mean, there were maps that were always for. That was nice. Did you see that right there? I totally pulled that double kill out of nowhere. And to be completely honest, in this game, I feel I did pretty good. At one point, the enemy team loses a player, and we're still, like, I don't know what my team was doing. Like, they were teabagging the other guys half the time, and that's just disrespect. You don't do that. I mean, I get it when, you just mess around, but these guys were like, I don't know. It's like we were losing, and my team was still kind of, like, teabagging them. I don't know what that was about, but thanks to me, and I'm not gonna be mossing this one. Thanks to me, we do come out and win this game. I think I was played a fairly big role, and I'm not saying I'm like a greatest Halo player, but I'm a pretty good team player. That's kind of why I've always liked Halo. So for what I've liked so far, the maps are interesting. I like all the maps. I don't know, I like all the maps. They remade one map, and out of all the maps they could have remade out of all the Halos, they remade Valhalla from Halo 3, which it's not bad, but it's not good in my opinion either. Plenty of other people apparently like it. I was a big Coagulation fan. I'm still waiting for them to remake Coagulations or Waterworks from Halo 2. Hasn't happened yet, but there's hope. I mean, there will be map packs to this game. You can count on that. But everything else, the guns, the maps, the feel of the game, the armor abilities, just going through the loadouts right now. When you have a loadout, you have your main weapon, which you can choose from battle rifle, assault rifle, storm rifle, carbine, suppressor, light rifle, and DMR. I think the carbine has been my favorite so far. It's the trickiest to use, and it's not. I would say the DMR is probably the best overall. They're all fairly even balanced, but I feel like a lot of the time the DMR seems to be just a tad overpowered, but not so ridiculously overpowered that I can't win most of the time. I've seen a couple more people using the carbine now. The battle rifle and DMR are definitely the most popular, but the carbine is getting up there now. I like it. It's a challenge to use, but it's a rewarding challenge. It's definitely different from the other rifles. And all the rifles I've replaced, and I'm going to probably do plenty of other videos to talk about every little aspect of this game, so you can count on that later. But you got your sidearms, you got the regular sidearms, Magnum, Plasma Pistol, which are both very good in this game. I think balance out very well, and the Bolt Shot, which is the new pistol, and it's pretty good too. I don't think it's too bad. The grenades, frag, plasma. I was really hoping for spike or incinerate, but all we have is pulse. And the pulse grenade is interesting. It's cool because it kind of cut off a choke point for a little while, because when you throw it, it kind of pulses out and stays there for a while. So if you're doing that, do you see that? I walked right into that guy's stick. God, sometimes I just feel embarrassed. And then this is where things start getting fun. You have all your armor abilities, your tactical package, and your support upgrade. So you have active camouflage, Prometheus vision, which is like a predator vision pretty much. thruster pack, which is interesting. It's kind of like the new evade, but it's very difficult to pull off effectively, in my opinion. It's like it has good potential, but it's really difficult to really use effectively, in my opinion. Regeneration field, hologram, jetpack, hard light shield, auto sentry. Again, like I'll go over and talk over all this stuff in different videos about like just a video about armor ability, just a video about primary weapons and stuff. But it's really cool stuff. Then you have like your tactical package, which is kind of like having a perk. Things like allowing you to run infinitely, your shields recharge faster, 2 primary weapons. You know what I mean? Really cool stuff like that. I like it. And then your support upgrade, which is like faster reloading, more ammo when you start, a bigger radar, a radar when you're scoped in that you can still see your radar, which is really cool. I thought they thought some of these out really nice, so none of them are too overpowered, and each has their own place. And oh, right here, look at me do this. Oh yeah, right there is where I guess the host dropped, who was on their team. And from here, it actually kind of goes downhill. I mean, I did get the flag out of there. I'm trying to be mildly tactical. I don't know where my team is. At this point, I'm really wondering. I'm like, what are you guys all doing back at the flag? I got their flag. They got nothing to defend. They're gonna come this way. I need some help, guys. Just kind of hold my own out here and run on back and get the flag cap. And after this, surprisingly, it becomes more and more difficult for us to win. Now, if you're looking at the map's terrain, you can already kind of tell it's like we're working our way up the field. But I think it's fair because, I mean, even though they have the uphill advantage, once they get to our flag, it's not very easy for them to get it uphill. Especially when and not everyone knows like all the map and the shortcuts and the best way to take. And for us, all we have to do is touch their flag and pull it out of their, tower, and then it's on the ground, and it's pretty much easier to get back. So I think it's fair. It doesn't. At first, I thought this was going to be really unfair. I was like, oh man, we got bottom side, but I think it balances out nicely. So in that sense, all of the maps I've played so far, which I think there's only one that I haven't played, is really cool. My problem with it is that when you go into a game, like I've been playing a lot of Dominion, which I probably will be my next video about the new game types or what they've changed to old game types. But Dominion's it's pretty much, in a short version, in a nutshell, it's basically domination. That's basically what it is. But it's a little more complicated and cooler than that. That's why I like it so much. But when I go into that, out of all the maps, there's only 4 maps that can play Dominion. You know what I mean? It's not like we can play Dominion on this map. That doesn't work. There's only 4 maps, and you get to choose from the 3 of them when it randomly selects them, you know what I mean? That's not bad, because I like all the maps. Exile is definitely my favorite map at the moment. I really, really like Exile. They nailed that as a map for just about everything, Big Team and Dominion especially. But I think it's just sad that some of the maps have gone away so that you can't use them, you know what I mean? Maybe in other game types you can use it, but some of the maps are just like really big, and some of the maps are. I mean, it's not bad. It's not a real complaint. It's just kind of like, It's just too bad that it's not in matchmaking to play something like that. But that's a small complaint for another time. This is not time about complaining. It's just my my basic thoughts on things. And other than that, just going through, I mean, there's a ton of I'll have to do a separate video on this too, because, like I said, it's just so much stuff. But there's just a ton of different armor. I love what they did. They finally did what I was hoping. I've been thinking all the past games should do, just put like everything together. Like just so much armor. It's mind blowing. The customization is great. I've always loved Halo for that reason. And even the emblems they've kind of gotten interesting with. Like, you have to unlock the emblems, you don't just get them. It was just cool. It's like usually you just have all the emblems from Halo 2 or 3. You actually have to unlock them from here, and once you unlock them in batches, and it's cool. I like it. You also have like stances now, which are pretty cool for your Spartan like icon ID thing, which isn't bad. I like it. It's always been a good way to represent kind of your style, I suppose. And then you have all these other things that I'm not even going to get into right now, because even I don't know half of them. But it's pretty cool. And then when you're actually online, at the moment, they did have another playlist up that I think they took away pretty quick. But at the moment, we have Infinity Slayer, Big Team Infinity. And from what I can tell, just having the Infinity is actually get like, I don't think they're called kill streaks. They're like, I can't remember what they're called. Support packages or something? It's basically when you get enough points. It's not just kills, but when you get enough points overall. It's pretty much like support from Modern Warfare 3. So even if you die, you don't lose it. But once you have enough points overall from capturing flags, mostly killing and all that stuff, you get a selection to pick from 3 different options. Usually you get like an ability like overshields or what is it, speed boost or damage boost, or overshield. Yeah, I said overshields, duh. And you get to choose from either that, you can choose from a weapon, or like maybe a grenade or a piece of not equipment, but like sometimes they'll give you like a hammer, a rocket launcher, and overshields, and you choose from one of those 3, and you just call it in, and it drops down right in front of you, and you pick it up. And I think it works pretty well. I think it's nice. It's only Infinity, so when you want to play like classic Halo, it's not quite like that. But you do have loadouts in any game type you play that I played. I think Team Slayer Pro is probably like classic. Like you start with, I think you start with like one of 2 weapons, and then there's still weapon pickups throughout the map, which is pretty cool. So you can still play very classic Halo if that's what you want. So there's kind of like levels of classic Halo, but it's all there, so nothing is really missing. You just gotta find it. No, oh, could I clutch that? Could I clutch that? Where'd he go? Oh man, yeah. I don't know without the melee. Like Halo 2 had a great melee system. I can't remember ever complaining about the melee in Halo 2 once. Halo 3, Reach, not so good. This game, kind of iffy so far. I don't know what it is. Like, they nailed it in one game and then the rest have not been so good since. That's just an ongoing problem that I've noticed since I've been playing the Halos, because even though I'm not the biggest fanboy, well, at one time I was, but I'm not maybe like a pro, but I'd say I'm more of like a semi-veteran since I've been playing since Halo 2 online, since back in those days. And you'll hear me regard that as like one of the greatest online multiplayer games of all time, and I still stick by that to today. It was great. It was great. I'm still waiting on the Halo 2 remake. Maybe we'll see that in a year. You never know. It could be good. But sticking to Halo 4, after the Infinity Slayer and Big Team Infinity Slayer, we have Dominion, which is my favorite. Like I said, it's like a domination game. I'll definitely go over that in a separate video because I'm loving it so much. I've been playing a lot of it. Regicide, which is like free-for-all but with a twist. When your first player would have the most kills in free-for-all, there's a target over your head in a bounty, which I think is great because it was always annoying to me in free-for-all when someone would get the most amount of kills and then people kept going for me. It's like, no, go for the top guy. You got to stop him. I mean, this is like, I know it's a free-for-all, but we got to work together. In a sense, you know what I mean? Like the enemy of my enemy, that kind of thing. Then you've got Flood Mode, which is just like it sounds. That's where it originated too. Like Halo 2 had zombies, and that game type originated to a real game type called Infection, Halo 3. And now it's Flood Mode. I think it's really cool the way something like that has progressed. A community game that was made up by the community is now a real game type, fully flood. I mean, this is not just like color differences. Like you actually are a flood now, and your weapon is custom, and it's really cool. Do another separate video on probably all of these. Capture the Flag, which you can see right here. It's pretty much like Capture the Flag Classic, and you don't mess with the Classic. It's still Capture the Flag, one of my favorite game types throughout all games of all time. Oddball, which actually has some twists that I'm going to go over. King of the Hill, which has been a lot of fun. Team Slayer Pro, which I have not played yet. Team Snipers, which just recently came out, and I'm looking forward to playing. And we got SWAT in the playlist now, which is classic SWAT. And I do believe you spawn with either BR or DMR in that, and it's just like SWAT you would think it would be. And on top of that, you got War Games, Spartan Ops, Forge Theater, which I'll go all over. I'm going to just give my thoughts on probably like individual separate ones, like what I think of online, what I think of Spartan Ops, how I think Forge has been evolved, and what I think of theater. And that guy right there, I remember seeing that guy on my radar, and I did my damnedest to turn around on him, and they still got the assassination on me. So I don't know, maybe a connection delay, maybe I'm just not as quick as I think I am, but I saw his red dot on my radar, and I tried to turn around. I just couldn't do it in time. That's what I'm saying. Like this game, I thought this was going to be a breeze after they lost a guy, but I don't know. I hate to be the guy who always blames my team. Like I just sound hypocritical. You really do. But sometimes it is your team's fault when it's just like. I mean, you could see me here. I don't claim to be amazing at video games, amazing at Halo, and I didn't definitely do, beyond solo pro MLG style play here. But I think I did a pretty decent job, and I feel like without me, my team would not have done as well as they did, considering we almost lost the game. I think right around here, where I know we're ahead, but it's just like, I don't know, they started to push us, and I don't know. It's like they started to get more organized, and we started to get less and less disorganized, if organization we ever had is no longer there. But overall, my late initial thoughts on Halo 4, it's a great game. I'm really loving it. Even just the campaign, a lot of fun. I've already beaten it. I'm going through on Legendary. Multiplayer, playing a lot. I wish more of my friends would get off of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 to play this, but I think I'm glad this came out now because I was kind of getting sick of the Call of Duty reign. And even though I was kind of happy with like the Halo trilogy ending the way it did, and Reach was iffy for me, I'm still liking this. I believe they'll make more Halos. We'll see a Halo 5 and 6. But Halo 4 so far is good. It's standing up. I think it can stand up tall, and I think I could say it's a pretty good game, in my opinion. Of course, if you guys have your opinions, feel free to let me know. If you played Halo 4, were you a guy who played Halo 3 back in the day, Halo 2 and all those games, and then were like, I'm not getting Halo 4? Were you super excited, like, yes, thank God Halo's coming back, I'm getting sick of the Call of Duty and the Battlefield and all the shooters nowadays? I always thought Halo was more of a complex shooter. And I'm not trying to rag on any other game, not naming no names, that it's not, but I always felt like Halo was more original, complex, and it definitely has a special place in my heart. So this game's coming to a close. Like I said, I've got a ton of more videos to do, and as long as I can find the time in my schedule, I will definitely be doing a lot more and probably start up something of a Halo series the way I did like the Call of Duty series and stuff like that, and have like maybe, I don't want to promise anything, but I definitely have my thoughts on things and how things are going, and there'll be plenty of more Halo gameplay to come in the future because I see myself playing this for quite a while. In short, I think they've done a good job and I really like it. So for now, that's going to be it for me. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you later.
Protect your flag. Game over. Victory.